Well, let's bring on board Amar Singh, who joins in on the show, as well as Chandan Taparia with a technical take. Amar, going to come to you first. What a day it's been, really. Mapping the levels on the Nifty must be quite a hard task for you. But what's your sense? Where do you think we're headed, given that at least 8,000 is back on the screen?
Yeah, overall, looking at Nifty per se, the trend has been, as you rightly said, that there was relentless selling that was being witnessed. So we've seen some respite today, and also there are a couple of reasons for that. If we're looking at the markets technically, so the markets on a short-term as well as a medium-term trend, they are in oversold territory. So that's one reason. Second is the earlier the low of 7916 level. So we've made a low of 7942 on the spot. So somewhere or the other, that was a place wherein short covering is also likely to happen, and that's what we've seen today. So those who were looking at some buying opportunity from a short-term perspective, they got that opportunity there today. So the key question is that how long does it sustain, and does it sustain above 8,040, 8,050 levels? Because overall the trend still remains slightly bearish. But yes, since the markets are in oversold territory, there is a possibility of a bounce back. But sustaining that bounce back is the key. Earlier we've seen the Nifty struggling around 8,250, 270 levels, and there was major selling that came in almost we witnessed close to 300 points selling from there. So clearly shows that the markets are still reacting to the negative news, and overall markets are likely to consolidate, and there would be specific stock picks which are there, but overall yes, there's some selling pressure.
Okay, what about your top picks?
As far as my top picks are concerned, the first is C8. We've seen a significant up move in C8, and C8 overall looks good. So from a very short-term perspective, one can look at buying C8 in the range of 1140 with a stop loss of 1105 and a target of 1195. And the second is Yes Bank. Yes Bank also is a buy at 1130 levels with a stop loss of 1105 and a target of 1160. So that's second on the buy side.
Okay, Chandan, let's get in your calls as well. What is it that you're advising viewers?
Yes, market finally taken some pause after the selling pressure of last 6 to 7 trading session, but is still making lower highs from last couple of trading session. It is expected to its crucial level of 7927, that low made on the Brexit day, and after that in the November series also it made low near to 7916. So it is multiple support near to 7920 to 7950, and that's why market has taken support and witnessed a recovery. But now it is important to surpass 8055. Then only some sort of stability might be there, and market may again head towards 81, 82, 82, 20 kind of level. So now, as of now, till it holds the bounce back move of 7920, bounce back may extend for the upside, but holding up 8055 now would decide the next move. So as of now, we are turning a bit positive, but not getting aggressive till it remains below 8055. So I feel that now Bank Nifty has to perform, then only Nifty may continue to lead, and a stock specific action is likely to be there in the market as of now.
Okay, that's the call coming in on the markets right now. The management of Shakti Sugar is joining in right now. Remember, those sugar stocks are buzzing away in trade on hopes of higher prices, and the impact of the note ban on rural India, what has that been for some of these companies? Let's find out. M. Manikam, MD Shakti Sugar, is with us on the phone line. Thank you for joining in. Mr. Manikam, tell us, what has been the impact first up of the cash crunch on your sector, particularly on the rural side, and how long do you see the impact of the cash crunch remaining in the system?
I mean, mostly sugar factories are by and large okay, because we've been paying our farmers by checks, and but the problem is the farmers are not able to draw cash. There's not enough cash available from the banks, so we have the farmers complaining, okay, your payment is done, we got credit in our account, but we are not able to draw it. So that has created some kind of pressure on the farmers. But we hope that enough notes will come into the system and it will ease out. We don't see it easing out right now at this point of time. And they need some money to give for the laborers, and those are the kind of things that they're under pressure today.
And let's talk about whether or not farmers are now shifting from cash to digital related mediums.
That will be a tough question, because it is a wish list, I'm not sure how many of them will be able to shift immediately. Some of the bigger farmers might, but I don't think all the farmers will be in a way. The smaller farmers, the 1 to 2 acre farmers may not be in a position to do it.
Okay, so let's talk about sugar prices then. Mr. Manikam, tell us what are the current prices of sugar and what kind of a trend are you foreseeing going forward?
The current price is around 34 rupees ex-factory. But the market price is high because I think the government of India had hiked the taxes on sugar last year for giving some export support, but now exports are not there, but they've not reversed the taxes yet. So there is a element of about 200 rupees per bag, which is about 2 rupees per kilo taxes, which used to be about 1 rupee earlier. So ultimately, end customer is paying a little higher price, I think mostly due to margins in the trade and also the taxes. But we do see the sugar prices moving up because there will be a reduction in production in the current year from last year. So market will be in a little better balance. Probably that will help the industry to come back on its feet.
What is, how much inventory are you currently sitting on?
We don't have much of inventory.
Can you spell out whatever little it is that you have?
That's right.
Can you tell us how much you have, how much inventory, even though it's minimal?
Oh, we may probably have about 3,000 tons or 4,000 tons.
Sure thing. And an outlook on your volumes?
Volumes this year, I think we are looking at something like 20 lakh tons as a company, totally. And but going forward, we might be a little lower next year because of the drought in south. We're just hoping that we get some rains before January that will help us to do some planting.
Okay, so I just want to understand, are there hopes of higher prices going forward from sugar companies right now? Because analysts believe that prices will remain firm for the next 1 to 2 years.
Yeah, I think the prices should move up because, if you look at the sugar, it's a cycle, it's a 10-year cycle. It's kind of time that we have the prices move up now. So we think it should move up by at least another 10 to 15% and probably remain there for 1 or 2 years.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Manikam, for giving us a sense of how things are prevailing within the space as well as for your company in particular. As of now, the shift or the transfer to the digital payment from the farmers is going to be a little bit way off, but sitting on very little inventory and an outlook on sugar prices coming in as well. Stocks buzzing away in trade, but what's buzzing on your list, Chandan?
Yes, we have selected few stocks which may outperform the broader market. First is buy on Arvind. The stock has taken support near to its support trend line, which is working well on the daily as well as the weekly chart. It has been consolidating in a range, and now a move above 345 may take it to much higher level. So recommending to buy with a stop loss of 328 for the target of 364 level. Second trade is from the finance companies, that is LNTFH. The stock has met bottom near to 82 zone, and earlier 4 to 5 weeks back it is expected to the same level. So looking for a bounce back move towards 90. So recommending to buy with a stop loss of 82 levels.
Alright, thanks very much then, Chandan, for giving us those picks. We'll slip into a short break right here on the show. Stay with us as we get you some market views on the other side with Ashish Kapoor.